current sponsors, Dave has a new beer, Tote Limon, which is being served at the bar right now. You guys are drinking that shit, right?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Tote Limon.
Salute.
Salute. Sorry, I thought I was, yeah. Thank you, Dave. And I just want to make a mention to our sponsors, Epiphone, Century Media, E1 Entertainment, Eagle Rock, Metal Blade, Midas Head Records, a long list. Napalm Records, Nuclear Blast, Pavement Entertainment, Razor and Tie, Relapse Records, Rise Records, and Roadrunner Records, Spine Farm, and The End Records. Thank you guys so much. And I just want to give a big shout out to Amy Cioretto and Adam Spiller PR for getting all of you here at the last minute. Thank you so much. Very last minute. All right, cool. So let's talk about why we're here. Each year, Revolver and Epiphone have thrown the premier and only U.S. hard rock and heavy metal award show, the Revolver Golden Gods. Since 2009, the show has featured appearances by Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne, Guns N' Roses, Ronnie James Dio, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Slayer, Johnny Depp, Metallica, Motley Crue, Slipknot. There's a long list. And many others. So we took a big hiatus in 2015. And our award show is coming back stronger than ever with some new improvements. We've rebranded our award show as the Revolver Music Awards. Let me take this thing off and get a little comfortable. I'm a little nervous right now.
Take it off.
So we got the Revolver Music Awards. Sit down, relax. Our brand name is very important to us. We take huge pride in waving the flag for not only the legends, but also emerging talent within the hard rock and heavy metal scene. We do this by keeping your favorite artists on the front covers of our magazines, something that does not happen enough in other places. And of course, a huge extension of that is through our award show. We continue to show our love for the genre through our award show, where we get to honor your favorite artists and give a chance to the fans, you guys, to show your support through voting. Additionally, we give the artists a platform to voice their feelings on their recent accomplishments that we're trying to recognize here. There are not enough award shows in the United States for this sort of thing, and we're just really fucking stoked that we get to bring that here in fucking New York City, you know what I'm saying? This brings me to my next point. As some of you know, we've typically held our award show in Los Angeles, California, boo. This time around, we've decided that for the first time ever, it's gonna be right here in fucking New York City. New York City is a place that has brought us artists that have paved the way for aggressive music. The Ramones, Kiss, New York Dolls, Twisted Sister, Anthrax, White Zombie, Typo Negative, Carnivore, fucking Pro-Mags, Agnostic Front, Biohazard. We deserve an award show, right? Anthrax. The Revolver Music Awards will be held Tuesday, December 13th at Webster Hall. The show will feature Megadeth as our headliners. Give a fucking round of applause for Megadeth. We have fucking Dave Mustaine. The fucking guy is right here. The show will feature Megadeth. We have Zakk Wylde. We have Lacuna Coil, Stitched Up Heart. We have a Fallen Heroes All-Star Jam featuring Ace Frehley. Yes, it's Ace Frehley. Come on. We got Bumblefoot, Pop Evil, Butcher Babies, and more. We have a lot of special guests. We got Ice-T, we got Jim Florentine, we got a lot of people.
Nice.
We're going to be announcing a lot more. Go to revolvermag.com and check that shit out. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. Previously, we've aired our show on VH1, Palladia, Access TV, and Xbox. This show will reach its highest peak of traffic with its forthcoming show in 2016 with Twitch.tv, which we are on right now, so say hi to the cameras. What's up, Twitch? How you doing? Just so you guys know, Twitch is a subsidiary of Amazon.com. We've got 1.5 million broadcasters and 100 million visitors per month. We're also going to be live streaming through SiriusXM's Liquid Metal and Octane, along with Guitar World and Revolver's websites, Facebook Live, and YouTube channels. Speaking of live streams, as I said, we're on Twitch right now, and tickets just went on sale as we got on stage right now. WebsterHall.com, buy your tickets, they're on sale as we speak right now. Cool. Right? Yeah, let's go. You guys stoked? With that being said, hosting the show is SiriusXM's Jose Mangin, and none other than Dave Mustaine himself, the fucking godfather of thrash music and the lead singer of Megadeth. We have a quick video, if we can cue that up, of Jose couldn't be here tonight, but he had a quick message that he wanted to send to all of you. So here we go. All right, we're almost there. It's really professional, guys. Really professional.
What's up? It's Jose Mangin. Oh my God. Fucking A. It's about goddamn time. Co-hosting the Revolver Music Awards this December 13th with one of my idols in life, Mr. Dave Mustaine.
Yeah.
Senor Mustaine from Megadeth. Can't wait to do the show with Dave, someone I look up to my whole entire metallic life. And just a thing about the Revolver Music Awards. I mean, I've been waiting for Chris Jericho to break a leg, to get arrested, or to not be able to come back from Canada for years. Finally, he couldn't do it. I mean, I'm doing it now. I can't wait for the performances, just for the dressed up freaking metalheads and everything at the freaking Revolver Music Awards. Let's do this.
All right, thank you, Jose. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dave Mustaine. Come on, let's talk about this shit. Thank you so much for being here. So Dave, you're hosting, man. Are you stoked? What's up?
Hi everybody, thanks for coming down tonight. This is going to be really great. Jose's a little potty mouth, isn't he?
He's got a little too much Monster Energy drink.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. Yeah, it should be pretty fun. I think that it's great to have the award here. We were talking earlier about they've never had a metal award in New York City, and it's usually been held in Los Angeles for some unknown reason. People think that metal is stronger on the other side of the coast, and yeah, well, you know, I mean, it is the United States. We have made some of the best metal bands in the world, but I believe that New York deserves to have the award show just as much as anyone else, and I'm really glad to be able to host it.
You guys are headlining. It's the 30th year anniversary of Killing Is My Business.
Yeah, there's that too. You know,
Congratulations.
Thank you. We've been playing for a while. We're going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Killing Is My Business. And actually, we did a couple shows in the Bay Area before we came out to the Moors, and that's where we really started to make our name, was here in New York. So it's really great that, you know, we're coming full circle and we get to celebrate the anniversary there, because that record, that whole time period, basically was celebrating those songs and the writing of Peace Sells But Who's Buying. We toured that record for 72 weeks, which is a really long time to be touring, unless you're homeless, which we were, which is great for us.
Dave, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you have any special memories of the early days of playing in New York and playing small clubs and just sort of, you know, 30 years ago, I'm sure you guys toured here and played before you guys were playing stadiums and stuff. Do you have any special memories of New York City that you want to share?
Sure, there's a lot. I don't know that I can tell most of them. Funny ones when we would play in Lemore's was they had this one guy there that would make the food, and every time we would come there, they'd bring these big aluminum trays in, and it would always be full of corn. I don't know. and I remember one night they cut us off from the liquor, so I was talking to Junior and I said, you have to climb that fence there, because they keep the liquor behind a fence there, and that's so easy to climb a fence, and I got him to do it. It was great. Some of the other things that we've done here, coming to New York that I have great memories about, especially during that time, was we would park in front of the club. And we were traveling in a motorhome at the time, and there was kind of a revolving door of our friends that we knew at the time, Metal Maria, the guys in Overkill.
So you guys in Anthrax.
The guys in Anthrax, yeah. There's so many friends. We have the Old Bridge crew and all the people from the city here that would come in, and we would go out to the motorhome, and we'd, like Maria says, smoke the bone, and go back into the club and just wait for our time to go out there and tear it up. And in fact, Lemore's was where we recorded the video for Peace Sells But Who's Buying, and we got the title for that record. I had been reading a magazine and got the title from a bunch of words that were in there, but we actually got the artist that did that video from an art exhibit that was here in the city here. So New York has made incredible contributions to my career and to my band, so thanks for that.
All right, give yourselves a round of applause here, City. And just really quick, we're doing, as I said, a Fallen Heroes tribute. We've got a couple people, unfortunately, that we've lost this year: Scott Weiland, Lemmy, Nick Menza, of course, and you guys are. That's right, a whole bunch, and you're going to be paying tribute to Nick Menza with Christina Scabia from Lacuna Coil. Can you share any special memories about Nick and you know, just tell some fun stories or?
Yeah, again, the ones that I can tell. Nick Menza, when we hired him, he got hired as a drum tech for Chuck Beeler. And I remember Nick was a very gregarious guy, and we hired him to basically take care of Chuck. And when we were in Antrim, that famous night where I shot my mouth off about the IRA, the next day when we had gone into Nottingham, Chuck was nowhere to be found. He was off doing something, and Nick jumped up on the drum set, and it was like, wow, this guy is amazing. And we knew that he was good because his dad, believe it or not, Nick Menza's dad's the guy that played the saxophone for the Pink Panther song.
Nice.
It's very random.
I don't see why that's funny. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But the point is that Nick grew up in a jazz family, so he had these incredible jazz chops. And one of the things that set us apart, because when I left Metallica, I could have been Metallica Part 2 if I wanted to, but I wanted to be different. I wanted to do something totally different because I didn't want to be a clone, and I didn't want to have this. I mean, we had a big enough feud as it was. I just didn't want to sound like them too. So we pursued that jazz road, and after Gar had parted ways with us, and we had Chuck for a while. Chuck was like a punk drummer, but Nick was a very jazz-oriented drummer, and right before Nick had passed away, we had actually tried to get him back in the band again. I tried several times, contrary to all the stuff that you saw in the press, you know, what was going on. You know, I loved Nick, I loved him very much, and we tried really, really hard to get him back in the band. David Ellison went to Los Angeles and drove him all the way down to our house to do a rehearsal, and I was walking from my house to my studio, and Dave goes, man, he's same old Nick, he's talking about aliens and stuff like that. So Hangar 18 was his idea. You know, I wrote the song about, it was supposed to be about this place in another planet. He was the guy that was into the aliens and stuff like that, so it was really cool. But long story boring, when Nick, when we realized that he wasn't going to be able to play with us, a big part of me died. Because I still secretly, well not secretly, I guess, I think, you know, people knew we were trying. I had hoped that we would be able to play together at least one more time, and when he passed away, it was hard for me when we were playing someplace, and I can't remember where it was, and I dedicated a song to him, and I broke down in the middle of the
Trust,
song.
right? Trust.
I can't remember which one it was.
I'm a huge fan, so I remember that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thanks. I'm going to take you with me to help me when I forget stuff. But I broke down, and you know, it's really weird when you have those moments and you really don't know how much you care about somebody until something terrible like that happens. So if I can say anything tonight without being too corny, if there's somebody that you and I love you to, or I forgive you, or and I'm sorry, do it, because you never know when someone's going to be gone. I had no idea Nick was going to go, and when he died, it broke my heart, like I said. So we want to celebrate his life.
Absolutely. Guys, give it a round of applause for Nick Menza. He was an incredible drummer, and he made some incredible records, some of the best metal records I've ever heard. Some people may not know this, but and we're paying tribute to Scott Weiland as well. Stone Temple Pilots, you guys took them on one of their first tours.
Right.
Would you be comfortable sharing some memories about Scott Weiland? I've heard some,
More bad stories. I was in Finland doing a Radar record thing, and I don't know if you guys know about that, where like an artist will get a box full of some really crappy songs from some really crappy bands, and he's got to put his name on the line and say what he likes about them, what he doesn't like about them, and hope that the artist that he's just said that their crappy songs sound like crap doesn't come after them and, you know, get into the audience situation and do something terrible from hiding out in the masses. So I'm listening to these songs, and we were in this crazy little wooden hut up to the roof with snow, and you know, one of our first times we'd gone to Finland, and I was still pretty tripped out because they had reindeer on the menu. So, you know, never mind. I won't go that way. So the song comes up to Stone Temple Pilots, and I listened to the song and I went, wow, these guys, this is either a really bad joke, it's a cover band, and
it's before they were famous.
yeah.
So
I took them out on their first tour ever. So I thought, wow, this is either a really bad joke or these guys are going to be huge. And I talked to my manager at the time and I said, I want to take these guys out on tour with us. And the manager goes, those guys don't mean anything. And I said, well, I like them. And he goes, well, they used to be called Mighty Joe Young, and they just changed their name to Stone Temple Pilots, and people don't know who they are. And I said, I don't care, I want to take them out. So this was on our Countdown to Extinction tour with the double platinum record Countdown.
It's one of the best fucking metal records of all time.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you. So we went out and we took Stone Temple Pilots, and I remember they were playing, and first couple of shows they bombed. And I had said to them, hey, can I look at your set list? And it was really, I was putting my neck out saying this, so I said, can I look at your set list? And I took their set list and I kind of wrote down the song orders, how I would do it, because I think that when you go to a concert, you want the songs to hit you really hard in the beginning, and kind of have a little bit of a lull, and then climax. Kind of like, you know, making love. You want to make a good impression, and you want to kind of like settle things down, and you want to have a fantastic finish. Most of us do. Some people want to get it over right away. So I mixed the setup a little bit, and I did it the way that I thought it. And I said this one thing. I said, when this song's playing, why are you standing out on the stage? It was an instrumental, so he's just kind of standing there during the instrumental song. I thought, you know, he should just go off the stage. So I told him to do that. And the next show that they did, the reaction was great, and it was only a matter of a couple shows after that before they took off and they were well on their way. And I remember at the end of that tour, I told Scott, I said, you're going to be huge. There's going to be money, there's going to be women, and there's going to be drugs. And whatever you do, stay away from heroin. And it's so sad that that was his demise, because I saw him before he died, and you know, everybody, you know, we have the power to be able to save our friends. I think a lot of us think that, you know, when we see people that are going down that road, that you can't help them, but you really can. And I don't know why people didn't say anything to Scott. It was obvious that he was having a lot of problems. So again, you know, if you have a friend, somebody that you care, you love, and you want to say something, don't be shy, because you can be the difference between life and death.
Well, you know what? We're paying tribute to Scott. We're paying tribute to Lenny. We're paying tribute to Nick. And it's going to be a very special part of our show. So thank you for being a part of that. Before we move on, though, you know, just to transition here, you have a new beer company that's being served right now. Tell everybody a little bit about the beer company, and just so you know, it's an official sponsor of this very event right here and the award show. So let's hear about it, man.
Yeah. When I had done the San Diego Symphony thing in April of 2014, my wife and I were talking about the two worlds colliding, the metal world and the classical world, because someone had said that metal guitar players aren't that good, and I thought, that's ridiculous. And I said, you know what, if you took Vivaldi and you gave him a flying V, he would sound just like a lot of us do nowadays. And they had challenged me, and I said, you know, can't do that. And I said, watch me. So I got a gig with the San Diego Orchestra, and we did a couple of Vivaldi songs, some Bach and Wagner, and it turned out really well. But there was the underlying situation with the audience, because I knew we're all friends. I know that, you know, we are family, but I didn't know about the classical people. I figured they're probably going to be feeling kind of out of place, and they're going to show up in leather, and us, our friends, are going to, you know, they're going to say, well, you know, we're going to a classical thing, so we want to fit in, and these guys would go in tuxes. So I figured we need an adhesive that's also a social lubricant. So everyone's going to have fun, they're going to come together, but they're also going to be slipping and sliding through the night and having fun. So we made some wine, but for me, the wine company that we have has been successful, but it's not something that I grab for during the day. If I'm hot, I want to have a cold beer. I don't want to have a glass of wine. So we talked about doing some beer, and there was this company in Canada, Quebec, there was a guy, Jerry Vietz, who was a huge metal fan. And I met him. We were supposed to play this festival, 80,000 people. It was the first show we did with Kiko, our new guitar player, and Chris Adler playing drums with us. And I was in the hotel room sampling all these different beers, and they had to actually pull me out because the beer was so good. And I'm not one of those guys that will drink beer, you know, 24 hours a day, but if it's really good, you know, I like it. So we started doing this sampling and making this blend, and we didn't know what we were going to call it, and because it's from Quebec, and Tout le Monde is in the Music Hall of Fame in Quebec, it's the biggest American song with a French chorus that any kind of French sung in it in Canada, as a matter of fact. So he said, why don't we call it a Tout Le Monde? Because it means for everyone. And it's one of those beers that, you know, I mean, we all have our certain things that we like to drink. And for me, some beer, you know, when I taste it, it tastes like I've got a handful of pennies in my mouth. It's just this terrible, shitty, metallic flavor, right? So I wanted something that would be really good, that, you know, if you're cruising around during the day, you can have a couple of beers and, you know, it does the trick. So that's what we came up with. The
How does it taste, guys? You guys have been trying it for the past 2 hours.
Thank you. It's a saison which the Belgian people would make it during the winter months. So during the summer, they would have this particular batch to drink because the summer being hotter and them out there doing their gig, you know, threshing the fields and shit like that, you know. They'd want something that was refreshing and it wasn't like an IPA or something really heavy. So that's what I like. I don't like beer that, you know, I mean, I love Guinness. That's one of those beers that, you know, I like that you can draw on the foam too and have a drinking partner. But it's a little bit too heavy for me to have more than one, and this, I think, was perfect for me. So I hope you guys
Well,
like
thank
it.
you for bringing it here. This is the New York City launch of his brand new beer. So you guys are the first to try it. Dave, thank you. And guys, seriously, come down to Webster Hall Tuesday, December 13th, and this man's going to be hosting a headline. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we're going to have fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us here. We're all honored to have you here. Guys, give a round of applause. What's up? We're going to go into some nominees categories. So Sandy's going to come join us here.
You know, as we were saying earlier, you know, a lot of things are changing, but a lot of things are still staying the same with our awards show. So with the Revolver Music Awards, traditionally when we announce the show, we also announce the categories and the nominees. I'm going to do that again tonight. So if you want to save your cheering or heckling, whatever you want to do, let's go for it. We have 11 categories this year, and this is the announcement of them. So I'm going to start out with some of the bigger ones. The Album of the Year, which is presented by E1 Entertainment. We have Deftones, Gore, Megadeth, Dystopia, Meshuggah, The Violent Sleep of Reason, Metallica, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and Volbeat. Seal the deal and let's boogie. Song of the Year, which is presented by Century Media. Amon Amarth, Raise Your Horns, Ghost, Square Hammer, Megadeth, The Threat is Real, Metallica, Hardwired, and Testament, The Brotherhood of the Snake. Best Vocalist, which is presented by Spine Farm. Amon Amarth, Johan Hegg, Deftones, Gina Moreno. Killswitch Engage, Jesse Leach. Lacuna Coil, Christina Scalabria. And Of Mice and Men, Austin Carlisle. And how can we forget about guitars, right? So Dimebag Darrell, Best Guitarist, which may have 2 guitarists, so it could be guitarists. Presented by our lovely sponsors at Epiphone. Alter Bridge, Mark Tremonti. Opeth, Michael Ackerfeld and Frederick Axelson. Megadeth, Dave and Kiko. Metallica, James Taylor, and Zach Wild. Paul Gray, Best Bassist. Black Sabbath, Geezer Butler, Hell Yeah, Kyle Sanders, Rob Zombie's Piggy D, Meshuggah, Dick Lundgren, and Metallica, Robert Trujillo. Yeah. Best Drummer, Dillinger Escape Plan, Billy Reimer. Yeah. Hell Yeah, Vinnie Paul. Megadeth, Chris Adler for his work on Dystopia. Meshuggah, Thomas Hockey, and Of Mice and Men, Valentina Ortega. I wish I had an easier way to flip this page. Best Live Band presented by Metal Blade Records in conjunction with Blacklight Media. We have Black Sabbath, Ghost, Hatebreed, Slipknot, and Rob Zombie. The most dedicated fans, this is always to the fans that are supporting their artists more than most, actually, and they get a little extreme. So this year it's going to be Anthrax, Periphery, Pierce the Veil, Trivium, and Volbeat. Best New Talent presented by Napalm Records. Avatar, Baby Metal, Nails, Stitched Up Heart, and Tooth Grinder. And here are the final 2. We have Best Film and Video. These are probably the best music videos that came out in 2016. Giraffe Tongue Orchestra, Blood Moon, Gojira, Silvera, Cavallertech, 1985, Red Fang, Shadows, and Slayer's Pride and Prejudice. And finally, we are doing the Most Metal Athlete again. Baron Corbin from the WWE, Drew Stafford from the NHL, Julia Pena from the UFC, and Matt Brown from the UFC, and Robert Lenya from the NHL. So guys, these are our 11 categories for the 2016 Revolver Music Awards. Voting will take place live tomorrow on revolvermag.com at 9 a.m. You can vote as much, as often, whenever you want. We'll never block you, but make sure the people that you want to win actually win. So there you go, the nominees. Again, thank you for joining us, and I really just want to say thank you to Dave Mustaine for coming out here. I'm Sammy. Thank you.
Thank you guys. We have Archer, who are going to be performing here in a minute. We have the End Records artist Tower. It's going to be a great night. So hang out, drink Dave's beer, tip your bartenders. Thank you, St. Vitus. Thank you, New York City. See you in December. Vote for your favorite artist tomorrow at 9 a.m. and buy tickets right now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dave Mustaine. Thank you, Sammy. We are Revolver Magazine, and we're out. Thank you.